Ideal mesmo pro mundo atual seria fazer o ensino médio junto com o curso técnico, certo? É no Senac que o aluno tem autonomia de verdade, formação cidadã, foco na diversidade, preparação pro Enem, material didático sem taxas e muito mais. Na real, tem tudo que você precisa para se sentir preparado para a vida. Seja para entrar no mundo do trabalho ou te ajudar a decidir o que fazer na faculdade. Quer saber? Senac. Vem comigo. Acesse sp.senac.br/ensino-médio-técnico.
E o Jayla?
Hey. I want to be famous.
Welcome to Who Weekly, the podcast where you'll learn everything you need to know about the celebrities you don't. I'm Bobby Finger.
I'm Lindsey Weber.
And did you watch the BBMAs? I always want to call them the BBMs, like the BBMs, you know, the BBMs.
The BBM Awards. I wish they were the BBM Awards, because that means BBM would still exist. Does BBM still exist? Do people BBM each other?
It's my text tone.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist in real life.
No.
People aren't out here BBMing each other.
I think they disabled it. But the thing about the BBMs is I didn't watch, but the more I read about it this morning, which it was all over the celebrity press, the entertainment press.
The more you wish you watched.
The more I wish I would have watched.
Yeah,
It looked really fun.
I know. It looked really fun. And then I was like, I'm out here watching like 10 minutes of what did I watch last week? What was it we were talking about? The MTV TV, no,
That's
the MTV
good. Oh.
TV and Movie Awards.
MTV TV and Movie
Somehow.
Awards, unscripted. The MTV TV and Movie Awards, scripted.
Right, but my ass couldn't have figured out how to turn on the Billboard Music Awards. My priorities are fucked up and I need to take a long, hard look in the mirror.
The Weeknd won 10 awards.
Incredible.
Pop Smoke won 5 posthumously. Bad Bunny won 4. BTS won 4. Nick Jonas hosted and looked not annoying. Looked kind of funny.
What? Not annoying?
Nick Jonas could be annoying. He looked not annoying.
Oh, I didn't know he normally looked annoying to you.
He appeared as though he wasn't behaving annoyingly, I guess is a better way to put it. And then Pink said, did you see Pink was at the BBMAs with her daughter? And I was like, what, were they dangling from the ceiling together? And then Lindsey immediately sends me a photo of them dangling from the ceiling together.
They were dangling from the ceiling together because, as you know, Pink has a documentary coming out. So she's promoting the history and the longevity that she has been dangling from the ceiling. Now dangling from the ceiling has a new generation, you know?
And you know who gave her the award, Lindsey?
Who? An acrobat? A bat?
No, not Mr. Bon Jovi himself.
Bon Jovi?
Bon Jovi.
Oh, I was like,
The
Mr.
son.
Bon
It's
Jovi.
my dad.
His last name is Bon Jovi. It is Mr. Bon Jovi.
The second time Pink stunned me was when I met her when she was about 22 years old. She told me she had a crush on me when she was just 7 years old. And then when she heard that I'd been married, it broke her heart. Well, I felt bad, and I tried to make up for it by sending her a life-size flower arrangement and a pair of my leather pants with a note that said, now you can finally get in my pants.
He gave her the award. It looked fun. It looked cute. Morgan Wallen won 3 awards, even though he was banned, which is getting most of the headlines, I think, rightfully.
Well,
that
billboards
is kind
are
of strange.
funny because, as you recall, as we remind people every year, they're awards based on fact. It's like, which I kind of respect because there's really no trickery there. It's like, we're going to give awards based on the charts, which are technically fact, even though we are the institution that kind of creates the facts around the awards that make them facts, but which we won't get into because charts are like their own kind of fakery in terms of what they are. But the point is that this information is kind of out there, and the people who do well on the charts, they win, right? I mean, no one does better on the charts overall than Pink. I feel like it'll be like the hot people, the hot people everyone's talking about are 1 through 4, and then Pink is 5 for 35 years, like she's number 5 on the charts for my entire adult life somehow.
And most of my adolescence.
Yeah.
Did you see, well, speaking of high on the charts, performing well on the charts, who performs well on the charts? Pink. Who performs well on the red carpet? Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox.
Yeah, I saw.
These two, where do we put them? Are they both thems? Are they who's? Are they just whoey thems?
They've been clout chasing. Am I allowed to say that? Whatever.
They've clout chase as though they were who's.
Right. And so it's been nonstop over the past few months to the point where you can tell they even get miffed when other couples appear and seem to steal their thunder.
I mean,
which is hooey. Which
is a problem.
She might be a hoodoo back to a them somehow, but I don't know if that's happened yet.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They have the photos of them. He has a black tongue. I didn't care to look to see how he got the black tongue. And so there's a lot of tongue out.
Okay.
They're licking each other's tongues. She's grabbing his crotch. They're on the red carpet. She's wearing a cutout dress. It's very we fucked in the car on the way here vibes.
I thought
like Angelina
you wrote
Jolie and
that.
Billy Bob Thornton.
I thought you said they said that. And I'd be like, well, that's a lovely tribute.
No, I just meant it's extremely those vibes. We fucked in the car on the way here.
Telling the press
Like,
we fucked in the car on the way here would be a wonderful tribute. I think she should have said that, or
Mm-hmm. I always forget that his real name is Coulson. I know that we've talked about it. I know that we bring it up, but I always forget that his name is Coulson. So whenever
I always remember that it's Colton, but it's not Colton, it's Coulson.
there's a People story about it, and they have an anonymous source, and the source says, Megan is very happy. They got serious quickly and have a great relationship. Coulson is getting to know her kids. Megan loves her boys, and they will always be her priority. She is excited that they have accepted Coulson. I'm like, that's too many Coulsons in a single statement. I can't hear that again.
She has two like adolescent boys. Of course they've accepted Machine Gun Kelly into their lives. You know what I mean? And now that Brian Austin Green has kind of just been like, you know what, I'm just going to let this ride and not like even deal with it. Because like he was the Shanna Mokler of their relationship.
Exactly.
And there were like moments where you felt bad because you were like, okay, like I don't want to hear, I mean, whatever the deal is, it makes me uncomfortable to hear about like the disgruntled ex and like father of her kids being like,
when there are children
excuse
involved,
me.
yeah.
Right. And so it wasn't as fun to be like, LMAO, look at this couple like chasing clout on the runway or on the red carpet. But now that he's like not really talking about it anymore,
They've mellowed
which
out.
they must be at a better place with everything, it seems more chill. Unlike, we'll get there, but Shanna says, who is out here saying the most. And
Shanna keeps saying.
it makes everything else very uncomfortable.
Shanna keeps saying. This is sort of gonna like we're gonna do a quick U-turn to talk about Anya Taylor-Joy on SNL really quickly before we go back into music. But it's really funny that Anya Taylor-Joy hosted SNL. I didn't know she hosted until I saw screenshots the next morning. Completely forgot this was happening.
Well,
I'm sure she did too.
It was the season finale of SNL, so I think, it really snuck up on us, as a culture.
It's just funny that her Netflix show predated Bridgerton. But and was pretty big in the middle of the pandemic. Regé-Jean Page's show came after. His SNL came soon after Bridgerton. Hers came months and months and months and months after The Queen's Gambit. Like, we've lost the momentum.
And it was funny because, she's making Queen's Gambit jokes, and I'm like, what's Gambit? Like, I forgot.
Sweetie, that was last summer.
Yeah, like, it's our institutional memory of this stuff is getting shorter and shorter. And when you wrap in a pandemic where everything kind of just was nothing, I'm like, what? I mean, it just feels like ancient history that show even existed. But I mean, I think it shows maybe that she is the breakout, and that was her
eyes.
and she is her eyes.
Her eyes are the breakout.
And she, not big eyes, not
not big eyes,
not
but
big
Anya
eyes, starring
Taylor-Joy's
Amy
eyes,
Adams,
yes.
Anya Taylor-Joy's eyes. Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
I'm sorry. It's you're right. The fact that it took her till the season finale versus getting the Bridgerton guy on there literally that weekend is interesting. Netflix PR maybe got some viewers for SNL, and they came back to them and said, who else you got? And they said, what about Big Eyes over here?
And they'd say, well, you think we'd have a lot, but really, we don't have that many. We have Anya Taylor-Joy, though, Big Eyes.
Before we begin, it would mean the world to me to start the show in my native language, so you guys don't mind, do you? Is that okay? In which case, tenemos un show increíble para ustedes esta noche. Lil Nas X está acá, así que por favor no se vayan a ningún lado. We will be right back.
But to go back to music, this is thrilling to me because months ago, we talked about Bella Poarch, who is the most viewed TikTok celebrity, has the most viewed TikTok on TikTok, where she's
not sure if
just
that's still
moving
the
her
case,
head
though, Bob.
to. It still is.
Okay.
It still is the number one most viewed TikTok.
Because you really got to be
And
careful when you say those things, because it's like every 4 minutes somebody becomes the most viewed.
And it's the M to the B. And we
It's
talked
like
about
the
M
Olivia
to the B.
Rodrigo of music. It's like every 4 minutes, it's like she broke the record of streams, and I'm like, can we just no records matter anymore? No numbers matter anymore until like it doesn't mean anything. That
Numbers don't matter anymore.
These
yeah.
records don't mean anything to me. Yeah.
Numbers matter. Records don't matter. Numbers matter. Records don't matter.
I just breaking the numbers of streams on Spotify when Spotify is not. it's almost hard to even judge. It's such a modern technology that it's hard to even like place in the history of music
Exactly.
to even say,
And more and more
Olivia
people start
Rodrigo
using it.
is bigger than XYZ, you know? Yeah.
When it means less as more and more people start using
Exactly.
Spotify, where it's like, you're getting a different share. This doesn't really count.
These
the
numbers
people who would
are
have been
for
watching on YouTube are now listening on Spotify.
Exactly. These numbers are for
Yes.
Spotify, not for like the audience in a way,
Mm-hmm.
even though we keep applying them to the success of artists. I mean,
We're using those numbers are do one thing, kind of one thing and one thing only, which is to make Spotify look good.
Right,
To give
that's true.
Spotify PR.
in other words, stream Sour on Spotify. Is that what her album's called? Sour?
Yes, it is called Sour. She did really good Sour Patch Kids spawn.
Okay,
Have to
we
give
could
credit where
talk
credit is
about
due.
Olivia Rodrigo, but we would rather talk about Bella Poarch, who's a TikTok star whose TikTok, I can't even describe it to you.
M to the B,
yeah.
M
that
to the B.
one.
She didn't sing in it. And I know when we talked about it, we ended up veering the
No,
conversation
what's her face
towards
shouted,
M to the B.
sung in it. M to the B. Whatever her that.
M to the B.
Yeah.
Yes. So we talked about that whole mess, the origin of M to the B.
But we didn't talk about Bella.
We didn't talk about Bella because at the time she didn't have music, even though there were like things on her, 5 things to know about Bella Poarch, like, oh, she's an aspiring singer. She didn't really have music when we talked about her. Now she has music, and not only does she have music, it's incredibly successful after like 2 days.
And it's like shadily good, and the music video is like kind of fun.
Perfect like a cursive, virgin and a vixen. That's the kind of girl he wants, but he forgot. This ain't build a bitch. You don't get to pick and choose. Different ass and bigger boobs. If my eyes are brown or blue, this ain't build a bitch. Filled with flaws and
The music video is actually quite funny.
And
It's
I
clever.
normally wouldn't be out here saying stuff like that about a TikTok music project, because I'd love to look around at other TikTok music projects, and they've been, well, we saw Addison Rae had one, Dixie D'Amelio had one, one of the worst songs, two terrible songs.
We dislike both of those musical projects.
There's been other ones, I'm sure, I can't name because I'm not, on this beat, let's say, specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the general beat, but not specific beat of TikTok people. This one I came across and I gasped because it had been posted on May 13th. What's the date? May 24th, May 25th.
You probably sent this screenshot maybe May 22nd or May 21st, and it
Okay.
already had almost 100 million views. Almost.
Right, so it has 90 million views.
Yeah,
a week,
after about a week, which is wild.
Wild. To me,
Really impressive. And especially when the sort of female pop conversation has been dominated by Olivia Rodrigo for the past week.
right.
To know that like other things are still happening in a big way was like, oh right, the pop music industry is enormous. Like the pop music genre is huge. This can happen concurrently. But it just like completely went under my particular radar.
Well, it's just I only noticed it because I have a YouTube algorithm that feeds me garbage, and this isn't garbage, but I somehow got connected to it and said, "Wait, is this the girl from TikTok?" Because she's very recognizable, because the TikTok that made her
The TikTok
quote
face.
unquote famous is a zoom in of her face, and people
basically
were
a
like,
beauty shot.
Who is this woman? And it turns out that she can sing. I mean, can sing. I mean, what's so funny is like
She sang.
it's so easy to give people music careers now. Really, it's very interesting. It's very a specific style of pop music. The plink plank plonk style. I don't know how to.
Plink.
Very-
It's been a while since we had.
very
It's been a
Selena
while since we had a
Gomez.
plink plank song. I was gonna say. I think the last time we talked about plink plank, it was Selena Gomez. It's good. How old is she? She's
She's older than you think. I'll tell you that.
She's older than you think. She's not like in her teens.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe. I think she is in her 20s. She's Filipino, and that takes us to the next person.
Aloha! Hi, AD. Welcome in. Come inside. So this is my formal living room. I feel like it represents a lot of like Bretman Rock. Random, it's very colorful, and it's very gay, duh.
Who recently posted a photo with him because they're Filipino and he is in the Build-A-Bitch video.
Well, so interesting. I encountered these videos separately and then put two and two together when I said, who is this guy? I remember seeing the Build-A-Bitch video, which proves, you really learn every day. They say you stop learning after you exit school, but I argue we learn every day. And
if you have a YouTube account that is logged into your account, so it tracks everything you are watching and serves you a very relevant algorithm, you are learning every day of your life.
And so I'd seen Bretman Rock in the credits for the Build-A-Bitch video because I thought it was very cute that she did, she had all these cameos of TikTokers in the video, and at the end she did credits for them and showed them in the video. So I got to put the name to the face, which I appreciate. I appreciate that.
Like an old comedy movie where like the movie is over and it, shows like Jim Belushi. Like and it just like gives you all the names with their character faces. I love it.
So I'd remember Bretman Rock.
Jim Belushi. I'm not 55 years old. I don't know why I thought of him.
But anyways, Bretman Rock comes up because he did an AD tour. And I'm like, this is maybe the first AD tour in a long time where I don't know who the person is. Then I remembered that I did know who he was because he was in the Bella Poarch video.
Poarch. But he's much bigger than the Bella Poarch video. Him being in the Bella Poarch video is doing her a huge favor.
Right. I think she called in a lot of, they're all coworkers. So she called in some favors from her coworkers.
They're all influencer coworkers.
Yeah.
He is a beauty influencer in the style of, Jeffree Star, but tolerable and actually quite fun.
But TikTok, right? TikTok specific or YouTube specific or both.
YouTube specific, but he started on Vine and then.
Sure.
Vine and YouTube, but YouTube specific over TikTok. TikTok was, he morphed into TikTok as everyone is wont to do.
Sure.
Aloha, bitch. I'm Bretman Rock, the baddest content creator of all time. And now, the newest MTV reality star. And trust me, there is no holding back. Bitch, that's too much. We get wild. We get real. Oh my God. I'm a businesswoman. And girl, we got drama.
I'm just tired of people bullying me. Like you.
But I was reading, I was like, what's the earliest coverage I can find of him? He's from Hawaii. He's Filipino. He lives in Hawaii. So he's like a Hawaiian. He's the Hawaiian son, like one of the most famous people in Hawaii. I think a lot of the stories that you read about him, they're like, he's one of the most followed people in Hawaii. And I think at this point, he is the most followed person in Hawaii. But
that's such a weird way to put it. But yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I know. Well, small
most
place.
followed person in Hawaii. Okay.
So he was interviewed in 2015 when he started getting famous because of his beauty videos. And in this interview, he's still in high school and he's talking to the local newspaper, the local news affiliate, and he says, it all happened so fast. Just 2 months ago I was at 200K and now I'm at 2.7 million. And they write, at just 17 years old, the junior from Campbell High School has become one of the most followed Instagram users from Hawaii. And in case you're wondering, Bretman is his real name. Quote, my dad was obsessed with wrestlers and he liked Bret Hart and The Rock, so that's how he got Bretman Rock.
Oh my God.
And that's his name. That's what he goes by.
For
Isn't
somebody
that
who has
good?
nothing to do with wrestling. That's such a cute origin story in a way.
And he sort of does, I was scrolling through his Instagram, he does a little bit of wrestling cosplay. So obviously like he'll do like wrestling photo shoots and sort of like wrestling outfits. Bretman Rock did an AD tour in his beautiful Hawaiian mansion, and it's like actually quite fun. Like it's really funny. He's a really good personality, and his house is cool. His house is just like a beautiful
There's like
beach
nothing
house
to say
filled
really
with beauty
about
stuff.
his AD because the house is cute and he lives in Hawaii
Right.
and like
Yeah.
you have to stand. But like it just was interesting that we didn't know who he was, and it all went back to Bella Poarch's Build-A-Bitch video.
Mm-hmm. And so he had just posted, I think when around the time the Build-A-Bitch video came out, he posted a photo with him and Bella Poarch and called her an older sister. I'm so proud of you
Because
too.
she's
So,
Filipino
yeah.
too.
Yes. So cute, new people. It was funny. Kate texted me the video of him AD tour and he goes, who is this? And I was just like, I don't know. And then the conversation ended. I have no idea. But he did just win an MTV TV and Movie Award for Unscripted Breakthrough Social Star.
I mean, at
because he has
this
an MTV
point, like when I don't know somebody, really don't know them, I assume it's like, TikTok or YouTube or whatever. And like that's, and it's because they haven't come into my attention yet, which is like it's harder to not come into my attention when it's TV or movies. Usually I like catch a whiff of you, unless you've had one credit and it's like the Mortal Kombat movie on HBO Max that everybody watched except for me, because I just like didn't want to. Oh wow, nice.
I know.
Okay, cool.
I didn't watch
We're
it.
part of a community now. So but usually it is a TikTok person who hasn't entered my algorithm, because again, my algorithm on TikTok is very specific, and I also don't look at it as often because it really destroys my brain in a good way, but takes my time away. YouTube, I tend to know more of the characters unless they're like mommy blogger, fitness blogger types, but those are the types that usually break out of the platform,
And I was thinking about like this guy, Bretman Rock, is so popular on YouTube as a makeup artist. Obviously, he has his own line because they all have their own line. And in the AD tour, he like, it's cleverly in the background. Oh, there's his makeup that you can buy. There are his beauty products. But I was wondering, like, how have I not heard of this guy? We've talked about Jeffree Star and James Charles in the past. Where did this guy come from? And you know why? It's because he doesn't have drama.
He doesn't have drama.
He doesn't get accused of crimes.
Right.
by
No,
people
seriously.
online.
And it's like,
when we talk
Right.
about Jeffree Star and James Charles, it's because they're getting accused of crimes or they're crime adjacent.
but I will say, wait, speaking of YouTube characters, will you please play the Trisha clip I sent you yesterday, because it cracked me up, and then we can move on. Did you
have it right here.
laugh? Because it's funny.
Yes.
Who would fuck Bill Gates? I know it's like a joke, but like, can you imagine like
Us?
straddling
Oh, I would.
Gates? Oh, baby. He sounds
got
like
the money.
Yoda.
He probably pays good.
But he's like such a weird guy.
Yeah, he was a part of Pizzagate. I don't even know what that is.
That was a bullshit thing.
Pizzagate?
Yes.
Literally don't know what it is.
Okay, so that's not real for the
Sorry
record.
about pizza.
Okay, they're talking about Bill Gates. I don't understand how they got to talking about Bill Gates, but I just love that clip because she immediately says, I don't know what that is.
I mean, nothing is more Trisha Paytas than bringing something up and then following up with like, yeah, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Oh, he's part of Pizzagate. I have no idea what that is.
Also, nothing is more like representative of like what's wrong with culture.
No, but I do like that she's so fast to say she doesn't, like, she says
I don't
something
know. I'm not gonna
confident,
play games.
but then she's like so confident to be like, I don't know what that is. I thought it was about pizza. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry.
I don't know what that is.
She thought Bill Gates was part of it. He's part of Pizzagate. No, I don't know what that is.
He's like, that's not real. That's not
He's
real.
like,
Well, I don't know
no.
what it is.
She thought it was about pizza.
Anyway, moving on. Her perfect contouring.
Oh, she looks like a golden goddess in that clip, doesn't she?
Yeah, here I am. Here we are. Yes, another week.
Wendy Williams was profiled in The New Yorker. Yes, she's a them, but she is who canon. What I thought was really funny about this profile, of course, it's New Yorker, so you have these wonderful descriptions. I pasted this in here. What was it? Michael Schulman, and he writes, Williams is an anomaly on daytime television. Unlike her competitor Ellen DeGeneres, she's not a stand-up comedian. And unlike Kelly Ripa or the Women of the View, she doesn't have co-hosts. She's her own sounding board, capable of filling endless time with off-the-cuff body talk delivered in a Jersey accent. Her rambling spontaneity is an antidote to the cheery polish of the Today Show. She'll interrupt a celebrity tidbit to tell a story about her weekend,
Love that.
then lose her place. She barely uses a teleprompter and won't wear an earpiece. So I'm like, I love how New Yorkery and like literary the descriptions of Wendy Williams are, but as you go through the piece, it's very much a biography of her career, like her life and specifically
which
her
is like-
career. And I was like, I know all of this. To ward off legal challenges, Perler, who is one of the producers, watches from the control room, consulting over Zoom with the show's lawyer. Whenever Williams wades into dicey territory, the lawyer alerts him, and he hits a button that makes the word allegedly flash on the teleprompter in big yellow letters. Just like to remind Wendy to say allegedly is really amazing.
I'm obsessed with that. So like we barely have a teleprompter. We do not have an earpiece. She cannot work with an earpiece. Yet we have a big light that flashes allegedly. This feels like something I
That's
would
amazing
buy.
technology.
I would buy us, where we'd have this button that we each have that flashes allegedly when the other one is about to say something that could get
I know.
us in
Fortunately, we
trouble.
don't really get into rumors the way Wendy Williams does. But that
we're
is
also
very
we're also
funny.
on a smaller platform, so we don't get in
Exactly.
trouble. But I just thought
I
that was
love-
funny. You're right. This piece was like, it was like the Lifetime movie and the documentary for people who are like above watching that.
Literally never heard of Wendy Williams.
No,
you know?
no. But even
Like
if they've heard of
introducing-
Wendy Williams, no, I think it's like even if they've heard of her, but they would never dare to watch a Lifetime movie or a documentary,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like it's the highbrow version of the same exact story,
But you're getting basically the same information I like this line, though, underneath the allegedly button. Williams openly complains about this on the air, which is the most Wendy Williams thing. Quote, lawyer lady hit the button as if being zapped by an electrode.
Lawyer lady hit the button.
Lawyer lady hit the button.
Lawyer lady hit the button. Wouldn't it be amazing to be the lawyer lady backstage who has to watch all of Wendy Williams every day and like think about how she could get in trouble and press a button?
I'm sorry. The only lawyer lady you need on that allegedly button is the Drinky Bird from The Simpsons, because it could just tap that allegedly button over and over and over and over and
it's
over
like,
and
blink,
over again.
Blink, blink.
I will say, I actually sort of normally do this with profiles where I scroll all the way to the bottom, I read the kicker, then I start back up at the top, which is stupid, but it's just this weird impulse that I have.
That is weird.
And so it sort of like helps me. It's like foreshadowing anyway. But the kicker is actually quite good, but it's also like it's so forced, it's almost too perfect. Let me just read it.
Okay.
Wax Wendy, they're talking about how the wax figure looked just like her. Wax Wendy had only one inconsistency on her left hand. Since modeling for the figure, Williams had enlarged the diamond flower ring that she wears on the show for luck. Quote, it's a marigold, she had told me. A marigold is one of the most resilient flowers that you can plant because they're the ones that the rabbits and the squirrels don't like. They don't mess with the marigold. I'm just like, that's
Gorgeous.
pretty good, but
gorgeous. Gorgeous. I love that.
It's a little silly.
I think that's amazing. That's
also
a great
marigolds
quote.
just feel very suburban to me. So Wendy Williams planting marigolds at
But
her
I like
New
the
Jersey
idea
house is very
that she got the
authentic
same
to me.
ring but bigger. Like that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's very Wendy. Like just I love this ring. I got the same one but bigger than the last one.
I was looking at recent Wendy Williams clips and I saw that Lamar Odom was on, and I knew that they're friends and I knew that they were close-ish. But then I was instantly reminded of just how close they are whenever she began the interview by calling him Lammy. Like, it's very familiar, her relationship with Lamar Odom.
Wendy's
so he went on, Wendy's is.
Uh-huh.
And he went on to talk about this new documentary.
I mean, she talks about him all the time, so
Yes.
I'm not surprised they're close now because I'm sure
Exactly.
they're in touch.
They're in touch, and also like he's a recovering addict, and I think that she like sees that as something that they share, and that she was very supportive of him, and he has
And also,
this
you
new
know,
documentary
Wendy
about...
does not like the Kardashians. I'm sorry, there's no way that she likes them, and so
And guess who else doesn't?
notice they're never on her show, and also I just feel like she has to talk about them so often that she resents it. So, anyways, I'm not surprised that she likes Lamar Odom.
Exactly. So he's promoting this new documentary about like his whole addiction journey called Lamar Odom Reborn, and that's why it came on. And he like talks about taking like ketamine and like trying all these new ways to help himself.
Oh, that's cool.
Whatever.
That's interesting. So
It was actually quite
the
interesting.
documentary is not even about his story. It's almost about this other. It's about something else. It's about him
about
using
addiction treatment. It's about
psychedelic
treatment.
medicines to try and treat
Yes.
depression. Wow, interesting.
Exactly. And he talks about his journey, and what I thought was very kind of cute, but mostly just interesting and very Wendy. He is in no way prepared. He is not styled. He is in a room where you can see takeout containers behind him. It's like there's a little thingy of ketchup. He's very casual,
very off the cuff,
and it's very friendly. He's perfectly like he answers questions.
Why
but
does it
Wendy
not surprise
is like,
me that this guy doesn't have media training? Yeah.
Exactly. So they're talking about the show and blah, 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 blah. And then Wendy's like, hey, I've seen you on like a couple of red carpets with Carly Red, who is one of the like longtime cast members of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And she's like, are you dating Carly Red? And he's like, oh, we're friends. We're good friends.
Because wasn't
I'm sure
he
you'll play the clip.
just with that woman and they got married,
Sabrina
then
Parr.
divorced?
Yes.
They were right. We really liked her, and then that obviously didn't work
because she's
out.
she's the trainer, and they got along, and then they were like engaged, and then they were maybe allegedly
they obviously broke
engaged, and then not really engaged, broken up. There were rumors that they actually got married, but I don't think that actually
They got
happened.
back
That they're broken up.
together, but now they're
Yes.
actually broken up.
So I'm sure you'll play the clip, but he says we're friends, we're really good friends, and Wendy, in true Wendy fashion, like won't stop asking questions, and so she just asks if.
But we talked about you and Carly Red, and immediately I said, this is a fake relationship. Maybe he smashed once or twice, but you know, this is a fake relationship. No, Lamar, no. Not that I have a problem with Carly Red, I just have a problem with Carly Red with Lammy.
We're friends. We're friends. We're really good friends, getting to know each other.
Do you sleep together?
Okay. As friends.
Perfect.
No.
Perfect.
No.
There's a really long pause, and he says, as friends? No. And I have no idea what that means. As friends? No. What does that mean?
As friends.
How do you interpret that?
As enemies?
As friends. Right. So are they sleeping together? Or are they
Maybe
not sleeping
he just
together?
is. I feel like he's just saying that weird, and they're not sleeping together. But also, part of me is just like he's lying, and that's a weird way to set to like just.
Yeah.
But
But
they're probably
the
filming.
rumor-
Do you think he's joining Love and Hip Hop Atlanta?
That's what I didn't put that together until like some of the YouTube comments. I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
That could be what's happening here. And that may have been what she was trying to get out of him. Like, because I saw some comments that were like Mona knows what she's doing. They're talking about Mona Scott Young, who's like the reality TV producer extraordinaire. And it was like, this could very well be like a Mona creation to get press. And I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. But it could very much just be a reality show relationship for the cameras. And he's done this before. So who knows? Carly Red has said nothing about this. What's next? Carly Red has said nothing.
But I'm coming to see you get your ass beat. I'm sorry. I think that Aaron Carter is gonna beat your ass. Lammy, can you fight? Look at your beautiful hands. Those knuckles haven't seen action. Oh.
Wendy, you gotta be out of your damn mind if you think this little boy is gonna whip my ass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I be the card girl?
One of the rudest. Shout out to Kate again. Kate's second appearance in this episode within like 20 minutes of
She's
its
going to
airing.
be thrilled.
Shout out to Kate again, who sent just out of the blue this link to this Page Six piece and said, "Is this not the rudest Page Six thing you've ever read?" And like, I love it because that means Kate read to the very end of the KJ Appa baby announcement, which I personally didn't. So Kate, who is thorough, like definitely read the whole thing because this article starts out normal, but then gets so weirdly shady that you're like, what does Page Six have against KJ Appa? Like, I must know. So it starts off, Riverdale star KJ Appa expecting first child with girlfriend Clara Berry. This is written by Alex.
She's just a model, right?
Heigl. Yeah, she's a model.
She's just a model.
She's a model.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
So you go all the way down, you get, the Riverdale cast members, whatever. You get all the quotes from the Riverdale cast members. Then you get to the end and listen to just some of the asides here. Appa confirmed he was dating Barry in February 2020. This is, barring any Schwarzenegger-esque secret families, the first child for either of them.
It's like, we were not talking about the Schwarzeneggers.
What does that have to do with anything? Okay, keep going. The pregnancy announcement is considerably better news for Appa than the last time he appeared in Page Six in the summer of 2020 when he was posting about getting shards of metal in his eye and splitting his head open while filming the critically drubbed Michael Bay COVID thriller Songbird, which was released in December. Here's hoping fatherhood won't be as tough as filming or watching Songbird. Okay, now we're slamming his movie and talking about when he was injured.
His injury. We stopped talking about Songbird long ago. Long ago.
Just like, the man is pregnant. Like, what? Like, give him a break.
Just like Page Six writers left to their own devices can just complain about whatever they are currently upset about and shoehorn them into the copy.
What did he do?
Barring
to you?
any Schwarzenegger-esque secret families is just like, who? There's not a rumor that KJ Appa or Clara Berry have secret families. You were just thinking about Arnold Schwarzenegger's secret family while you were writing this.
Right, and you wanted to get a link off because obviously that links to like a Page Six piece about Schwarzenegger.
Page six, there's a difference between like written journalism and a podcast. If this were a podcast, you could make a joke about Schwarzenegger-esque secret families.
Could you?
In print,
but the
leave
thing
it
is,
out.
if you were like KJ Appa is having a baby, I wouldn't be like, hope he doesn't have a secret family. Like that wouldn't even
Right.
be something I'd think about. There's so many other jokes that I would try and pull off, but not that one, I guess.
Okay, now that the cat's out of the bag, now that we've gone down this particular rabbit hole, have you noticed Arnold Schwarzenegger has been spending more time with his son from the secret family, Joseph Baena?
Oh, I noticed.
They're hanging out more.
I noticed.
Which is very PR-y to me. Maybe
I think
that's
as he
cynical
gets
and mean,
older, there's a little bit more of an understanding or like a maneuvering that can be done where he can see him, which you like. You like that it's not just cut off, you know?
Yeah. Now that Catherine's out of the house, to be like, Daddy, I don't want him in the house. Daddy, I don't want him in the house.
Is his twin. Patrick Schwarzenegger, compared to that kid, is like, who is he? You know? Right?
Patrick Schwarzenegger could spark up a friendship with like a Rock. Okay, like he probably loves Joseph Baena.
It's true. A Rock. Wait,
Hey, want to get drinks?
I'm sorry. Do I love this.
What's a pizza?
Another characterization of somebody. I don't know where you got this from because I truly have not seen I don't even know anything about Patrick Schwarzenegger.
Look, I don't know where my characterizations come from. They come from from above. They're assigned from above. SINE.
Yeah, got it. Featuring Elton John.
Now moving on to one of the biggest stories of the week, and growing, and also allegedly, let's push the allegedly button.
Push that allegedly button.
2 women pregnant at the same time. And the lines are blurry as to whether he was still allegedly pregnant at the same time. The lawyer lady pressed the alleged button. Sorry. In my prompter.
We still do not know that Nick Cannon is the father of Zen S. Cannon, but it stands to reason based on this exchange. So this woman, her name is, why do I always forget? I've looked at her name in all these stories a million times and I keep forgetting her name. Alyssa Scott, excuse me. Alyssa Scott posts on Instagram a photo of her growing baby bump. She's naked. She's showing it off. She's very proud of her bump. And the caption is simply, this Instagram is gone, by the way. She deleted it. And it says Zen S. Cannon, as in a name. First name, middle initial, Cannon. A random commenter replies, "Is Nick Cannon the dad?" Thinky face emoji.
I can't.
And she responded to that thinky face emoji 3 heart-covered faces. That's not a yes. That's not a no. That's not a maybe. It's just 3 heart-covered faces.
I think that's a yes.
Would it hold up in a court of law?
No.
Would it?
No.
Well, so Nick Cannon has not said word one about this. This woman has not responded.
But the internet's like, how has Nick Cannon gotten another woman pregnant?
So based on her saying that she's about 34 weeks along, the baby would have been conceived in September when he was actually going through some stuff. So I went back 34 weeks and found out it was
you love to do the math.
September 2020, and it was when he was first of all, his talk show was supposed to premiere in September 2020. It didn't. TBD on when that's ever going to happen. I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Well, because
but remember
he
his
was
anti-Semitism scandal?
Yeah, he was pseudo canceled.
Yeah.
It's hard to say who was canceled and who was actually not canceled, but he was praising the Nation of Islam, Louis Farrakhan. He was basically he was interviewing somebody. Public Enemy member Professor Griff, who I don't know a ton about, and people were like, "What the heck?" And then he apologized or whatever. But it did slow his roll a little, I think, in terms of he did a lot of apology moments.
He did a lot of apologizing, and
the more
really
apologies,
good...
the more kind of damage that he thinks it did, or how desperate he is to get out of that because he had a lot of stuff going on, apparently. Like the talk show and like all this stuff.
I don't think that a direct connection was made between the talk show's cancellation or suspension and this, but that's sort of what the idea is.
Right, there has
but
to be.
But also, he's still doing fine. Like this has been a roadblock, but it has not in any way ruined his career. He did say a line that I forgot about until I just read it again, that I was like, that's embarrassing and cancel culture isn't real, but that's funny. He was like, it shouldn't be about cancel culture, it should be about counsel culture, COUNSEL. And I was like, look, that's corny as hell, but that's kind of funny.
Interesting.
That's a very Nick Cannon thing to say. So anyway, that's around the time that this happened, and I just thought that was I don't know what that implies via this timing, but it seems like it may have been a time when he was reaching out to a lot of people, he was maybe in a weird or different place, you know what I mean? And maybe this is how this manifested, I
oh, you mean the pregnancy is how it manifested?
The pregnancy.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, no. I don't mean the anti-Semitic things he's saying.
Right.
I'm saying that the pregnancy appears to have come, if you do the math, during a time that was filled with tumult, in his life. And I just think that that's kind of interesting and important to note.
I love the wild canon. Nick Cannon is expecting his seventh child with model, but his 4th baby within 6 months. It's not about with 3 different women. It's not even about how many kids he's creating in the world. It's how fast.
It's the time frame.
It's how fast and furious the children are coming. He's going to have all these kids who are the same age, essentially, with different moms.
Yes.
Which is, again, no judgment there, but more judgment on how fast. And these women seem to not know about the other women. That's what's shady. It's there's a lot of miscommunication here for somebody who loves to communicate.
There is also, though, mostly no public animosity between any of the women too. So either that suggests to you that they don't know about each other, or that they do know about each other and they've just decided to be very amicable about the whole thing.
It is funny because the one woman he did spend Valentine's Day with and was with denied that she was pregnant. So it's like, because people were like, he's getting all these women pregnant we've never heard of. But like, what about the woman he like was with most recently? And she was like, I am not pregnant.
I am not pregnant. That was Lanisha. And
she had a funny note. Did you see?
She said, I'm not pregnant. I'm not having a baby. Chill. From management. Like, that's pretty funny. But she's the only one who's sort of like openly been frustrated with him, but she's not one of the pregnant women, you know. So it's like none of the mothers of his children seem, or current ones, seem to be openly angry about any of this. So it's sort of like, whatever. I'm just very impressed that he's like, that he is okay with having this many babies at once. Like, it's one thing to have a newborn, it's one thing to have 3 newborns, it's one thing to shuffle around between mothers of newborns, you know what I mean? Good luck. Best of luck to him. Best of luck to him. Best of luck to the mothers of his children. But this woman, it's so far, she's not even confirmed. And allegedly they would have met on the set of Wild 'N Out because she's a dancer on Wild 'N Out. There's so little about her.
But that makes sense. It's a connection. That is a connection.
It does make sense.
It connects them
It does
together.
make sense.
Sair da escola já com uma formação profissional no currículo? Metodologia por projetos? Preparação para o Enem? Atividades extras gratuitas, como acesso a oficinas, simulados, vagas de estágio, Olimpíadas do Conhecimento e muito mais? Esse é o Ensino Médio Técnico do Senac. Quer saber? Senac. Acesse sp.senac.br/ensino médio e saiba mais.
Hey friends, I'm Sharon McMahon, host of Here's Where It Gets Interesting. Each week, I speak with authors, experts, and thought leaders on everything from American history and democracy to how to be a better person on the internet. And don't miss my extremely popular docuseries, which educate you on things you never learned in history class. Follow and listen to Here's Where It Gets Interesting on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Wait, I have some breaking news.
You have breaking news?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh my God, what?
We're moving on. Are Grace Gummer and Mark Ronson heading down the aisle? The couple, who've reportedly been dating since last year, did not know this.
Are you kidding
Did
me?
you know this?
No.
Are sparking engagement rumors after the actress was photographed wearing a very large ring on her left ring finger while out with the music producer. The ring pics were taken during a PDA-filled stroll in London on Saturday. Gummer, 35, and Ronson, 45, couldn't keep their hands off each other during the outing, holding hands, wrapping their arms around each other, and kissing. First of all, did you
When
know
did this happen?
that Grace
No, I
Gummer was
didn't
dating
know.
Mark Ronson?
If I knew that Grace Gummer was dating Mark Ronson, don't you think I would have asked you about this and sent you a text, sent you a FaceTime?
I
Like,
know.
this is shocking.
They've been dating for several months.
Oh, they're engaged, allegedly.
Allegedly, according to In Touch with Me magazine.
Also, don't forget, she was just married. Grace Gummer was just married to David Stratham's son
And they broke it
in
off.
2019. And they broke it off after 42 days together. And she filed for divorce in early 2020. Wow, what a turn.
No, because Meryl's son, isn't Meryl's son a musician? She loves musicians. She'll love Mark.
She does. And Mark was he was married to a French actress from 2011, 2018.
Grace Gummer's sister-in-law is going to be Samantha Ronson.
Mark
Samantha
Ronson's
Ronson's
mother-in-law is going to be
Grace
Meryl
Gummer.
Streep.
Mark Ronson's father-in-law is going to be Don Gummer.
Don Gummer!
Don Gummer.
Wow.
Also, this is just like, it's almost... I know that they have to use the allegedly, and I know they have to use the spark engagement rumors, but like they're making out on the street.
It's
She's
true.
got a
It's
gigantic
true.
diamond
This
ring on her
woman
left ring
was
finger.
married for 42 days in 2019. If you're telling me that there's an engagement rumor about her, I'm like, it's true. It's
like
true.
these two in these photos are the picture of heterosexuality. Like this is an engagement. They just got done having lunch with his mother. They're getting married.
Wow.
Name your favorite Grace Gummer performance and your favorite Mark Ronson song.
Valerie.
Okay.
Mark Ronson, Amy Winehouse, Valerie, my favorite Mark Ronson song.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite Grace Gummer performance.
What's your favorite Grace Gummer performance?
Is she the one in the newsroom?
No, that's Mamie.
That's my favorite Grace Gummer performance. It's when I can.
No, you don't get to say that.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, it is Grace. I'm sorry, it is Grace. I was wrong. It is Grace.
Okay, that's my favorite Grace Gummer performance.
You know, a newsroom fan threw their podcast against the wall and paused it, like their podcast app.
It's Grace!
And said, "It's Grace," and then started back up again and was like, "Oh, we said it," and then called back and said, "Hi, I just called 30 seconds ago and yelled at you for confusing Mamie and Grace Gummer, and I see that you corrected yourself."
I had to stop the podcast. It's Grace.
Okay, my favorite Grace Gummer performance
is what?
I'm scrolling through her IMDb.
Wait, which one is Ricky and the Flash? That's Mamie. That's Grace. That's Grace.
That's Grace. So I'm gonna say, because her hair in Ricky and the Flash is
iconic.
So I'm gonna say Grace Gummer is. Wait, no, it's not. That's Mamie.
No, these girls aren't even identical. We really should be able to tell them apart.
How the hell did I confuse Grace Gummer and Mamie Gummer?
Because that's the joke. Because that's the gag.
Now I no longer know, so I'm just gonna say my favorite Grace Gummer performance is in Frances Ha. She's Rachel, so I'm gonna say Frances Ha. And my favorite Mark Ronson song is, you know what? I'm unfortunately gonna have to say Million Reasons.
Yeah, it's actually funny that neither of us did anything from Joanne. We're like, oh, Joanne. We didn't even remember he did like all of Joanne.
Shallow's too obvious. I'm just gonna say Million Reasons.
I bow down to pray and try to make the worst seem better. Lord, show me the way to cut through all his worn out leather. I've got 100 million reasons to walk away, but baby, I just need one good one to stay.
What's next on this list? Oh, Shanna says, I will not make a sound for this. I don't want to talk about this much longer. I can do like one more Shanna says in my life, and then
yeah,
I think
it's true. It's like
I've got to cut it out.
We have 3 Shanna says in our entire podcast, so we're gonna have to pick and choose where the last one will be. This is number 2 in the series. Shanna says, where Shanna Mokler just says a lot of stuff, and we have to talk about it.
Where she complains about her ex, Travis Barker.
Well,
and
now it got
her ex's
it got
current,
even more
Kourtney Kardashian.
freaking thorny this week.
It got nasty.
Because now we have accusations that Travis Barker dated Kim Kardashian, right? Which normally, okay, whatever, that's weird on the Kardashian side, but not, he's allowed to date 2 different women. But Shanna Mokler took it to the nth level, the next level, the top level, by saying that Kim was the reason that their marriage broke up.
And this is straight from Shanna's mouth. Shanna says that Travis cheated on her with Kim Kardashian, and that led to their divorce.
Yeah, and guess who backed her up? That's right, Aubrey O'Day. Do you trust Aubrey O'Day?
She's a truth teller. She's a truth teller.
This is funny because Aubrey O'Day was her evidence was so specific you have to believe it. She said in an Instagram story in which she recalled spending 1 4th of July, the year is unclear, with Kim. At the time, O'Day writes that Kim, quote, was hooking up with Travis Barker and we were at his house. Shanna, his ex, in parentheses, who I love, supposedly was threatening to slash Kim's tires. Parentheses, sorry girl, but that was some funny shit. I would have to. Yeah. So they asked her to park her car somewhere else. I'm sorry. She was hanging out with Kim, and Shannon was going to slash Kim's tires, and so they called Kim to tell her to move her car.
Park somewhere else.
That's
Park
too,
somewhere else, Kim.
Tell me that's not the most specific. Like, you have to believe that because you wouldn't misremember that story because it's not even it's a funny story.
I personally will never forget this story.
Yeah,
and I just heard it today.
Right. Also, in his memoir, he talks about being like Kim is hot.
Mm-hmm.
He was calling her Paris's closet girl.
Which she was. That's how she began. That's how she began.
Like, I don't care if she's the closet girl. She's fucking hot, he wrote at the time, revealing he stayed in contact with the selfish author. Oh my God, just call her Kim Kardashian. After they returned to the U.S., quote, we went to dinner, we went to lunch. You might think I would be doing the worst things with this girl because of her tapes. Ew, this is gross. But it was the exact opposite of any encounter I've had with a woman. With Kim, I wanted to be nothing but a gentleman to her. It was so weird. Okay, first of all, fucking weird way to be like, you'd think because of her sex tape we'd be fucking all day, but like, I'm a gentleman. Like, ugh, shut up. Anyways. So, yeah, now he's dating her sister. But like, that's not as weird as the accusation that she broke up the marriage, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And of course, the Kardashians have not commented on this directly. But a source says that's an absolute lie. That's an absolute lie. An insider who's friends with the Kardashians says absolutely not. But like, I don't know. When it comes to an unnamed source and Aubrey O'Day, I'm believing Aubrey O'Day.
I believe it. I just
Aubrey O'Day all the way.
believe it. I do think it's kind of weird that it's like hooking up with a guy that hooked up with your sister, but it's been like 10, 15 years since that. And so maybe they're just like, we've moved on, and we know that Travis and Kourtney have been friends for a significant amount of time because they've come up in the tabloids for the past 10 years, 5 years.
I mean, it's the cheating is the problem. Like, that he cheated on her, that's bad. But like, also, I don't believe, if this is true, that he did date Kim before Kourtney. Kourtney knows. Like, there's no way Kourtney doesn't know who her sister was sleeping with, especially if that person is Travis Barker. You know, like, Kourtney knows and obviously doesn't care. Speaking of relationships, though, considerably less boring ones, we have Lindsey Vonn is dating a tequila baron, a tequila magnate, or aspiring tequila magnate.
Wasn't Lindsey Vonn just engaged to somebody? Lindsey Vonn is the skier, right?
Yes. She was just engaged to a hockey player named Piqué Subban.
Oh, so this is a new guy. Okay. But Lindsey Vonn, I feel like, not only has she bumped up several rankings of like famous Lindseys, because we don't have many, right? There's not many.
And she's an EY. She's rare.
Right.
She's
so she might be, her and the violinist might be the most famous Lindseys, other than me. Just kidding. Because, you know, Lindsey with an E, again, not, you know, and Lindsey Buckingham counts. He has an E. And also, unfortunately, Lindsey Graham counts because he has an E. So
she's number 3 Lindsey on incognito Google when you type in Lindsey with an E.
Number 3.
Lindsey Buckingham, Lindsey Graham, Lindsey Vonn.
I had a feeling that Lindsey Graham would be like much higher than. Fuck that guy. It sucks that male Lindseys are beating out female Lindseys. That's fine. Whatever. It's a alt spelling.
She had a funny relationship with that hockey player, Piqué, because they were together for a while. Then he proposed to her, but then she proposed to him for some reason. And then like all the coverage around it. Remember when all the coverage was like, they got engaged again. But it was like for no reason. She just proposed to him. Anyway, they broke up. And now she's dating this tequila company magnate who seems to me, based on all the pieces that I put together, he owns this tequila company, or is the CCO of a tequila company called Lobo 1707.
Okay.
And when you scroll through his Instagram, his name is Diego Osorio. When you scroll through his Instagram, we had one mutual follower, as in someone who weekly follows, and
I was say
who also follows this guy.
Weekly mutual.
It's this guy, Guy Osiri, who is a talent agent, really successful talent.
Madonna's best friend. Exactly. He's always on yachts. Yeah, he's a big deal.
This Diego guy is like just this like really hot, like based on what I see, I think he's just a rich guy who has been doing all sorts of things. He's done like cycling. He's done running. He wants to be an actor. He wants to do all these things. He's vaguely related to Hollywood. He's vaguely friends with a lot of famous people. And now he has decided to be the CCO of a tequila company. He sort of seems like he can do whatever the hell he wants.
I feel like a lot of people are out here deciding to be the CEOs of tequila companies.
That is exactly
like
who
Kendall
this guy
Jenner
is.
Recently decided to be the CEO.
And now she's in
of
trouble
a
because
company.
now there's some tequila company that says that Kendall stole all the branding of
I know.
her tequila company.
I believe that. I'll tell you that.
But oh my God, I've never been more bored than I am talking about Lindsey Vonn's relationship with the tequila magnate.
She's never interesting. Like, she's not interesting, I guess. I just feel like she's always talked about in tabloids.
Is it because, I mean, it's all because of Tiger Woods. Unfortunately, it's Tiger Woods.
Yes, that's definitely it. Because for being a sports person who's a skier, she's not even like a main sport. Sorry,
she's
no
a seasonal
offense
then.
to skiing, but she literally is not it's not like basketball or baseball or, even soccer.
But even in the
hockey.
Winter Olympics, Winter Olympics, we're watching the skaters. We're watching, not the skiers.
Yeah, I mean, she was on Dancing with the Stars, I'm pretty sure. And so she had, she stays in the spotlight.
People will always care about her, I think.
Yeah.
Or at least the people who control what people care about will always care about her.
Mm-hmm.
It is funny that she's like in a second tier Winter Olympic sport.
Second tier. That is so brutal of you to say that.
Compared to the other winter games, skiing is just not as fun.
I mean, you can't beat ice skating. That's like truly the fan favorite of the Winter
You can't beat
Olympics.
ice skating. You can't
What
beat,
else?
Curling is more fun. People are into
No,
curling.
I would argue
know?
that not more people are watching curling.
Bobsledding
Maybe
is fun.
bobsledding.
Bobsledding is so much fun to watch.
Yeah, and hockey technically counts. They do the hockey in the Olympics now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Maybe we just don't talk about her again because we did, and it was
That's fine.
boring. And I'll probably keep
Okay.
this, but now we know it's like this door is closed.
Now we know. We've shut. Can you add a closing door sound effect right here, please?
Slam.
For closing the door on Lindsey Vonn. No, not a slam.
Like
I'm
a
being
creaky,
gentle. Like a nice
creaky haunted house shut.
A creaky, and then you hear the latch go. Can you add that sound
Like
effect?
that, like
Exactly.
click.
And actually, could you add in a lock sound effect as well? Because we're locking the door.
Okay.
And then can you
what
add a
is
sound
this?
effect of just throwing the key, and it goes ding, 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 ding.
What is this? A
'cause we threw away the
freaking
key?
Blues Clue? What is this? A child's show?
No, it's Dora the Explorer. Yes.
Can you add in me throwing the key?
Can you add in Dora saying, "Who's behind the locked door?" Long pause, long pause. That's right. It's Lindsey Vonn. Yeah, add that in, please. Thank you.
Okay, we're not gonna like Mayor of Easttown her behind a door. Okay, like she can get out the other side.
That's true. There's a window. She has a key. She can leave if she wants to, but she'll have to go out the other door. She can't just enter back into the
The
weekly
only
side of the
key
house.
that gets you back into our side is the key they gave to Lady Gaga, who for the West
the mayor
Hollywood.
of West Hollywood.
Yeah, yes.
The key to West Hollywood.
The key to West Hollywood that they gave to Lady Gaga to celebrate Born This Way is the only key that gets you back into the Who Weekly space from there.
I can't talk about that. That's very like Emily Blunt in Devil Wears Prada, where she goes, "That I can't even talk about." Like that I can't even talk about, Lindsey. I can't talk about that. I can, however, talk about the fact that A-Rod launched a concealer with the brand Hims. Okay,
Did
the brand Hims that
A-Rod
sells all the stuff.
just plummet to Hood'em after he broke
Oh,
up with J-Lo?
absolutely.
Because it almost feels like I put this in here and I was like, he's a them, but I'm putting this in here because it's just fully ridiculous, and it almost feels like the Who energy from below is pulling him by the collar downward with every swipe of this concealer that he is selling on Instagram.
Well, you know what happened.
What happened? What happened?
Jose Canseco cast a spell. Jose Canseco cast a spell and said,
Don't-
"A-Rod, you will be a Who." It was
Don't
very
give him
thinner,
the
like thinner,
power.
like Stephen
Don't
King.
give him
thinner.
the power.
Jose Canseco held up a photo of A-Rod and then rubbed his finger across it and said, "Who?" He said, "Who?"
It's just funny. It's like
and now he's a Who.
working with the Hims and her. Of course, it's with Hims, which, no offense, but because we would do an ad for you if you needed, but it's of course for Hims.
If you need it. It's a sub brand now of him. So it's not like he launched a makeup brand. It's a single product within the Hims umbrella.
I want to
Yes,
create a
under
product
the
that
Hims
solved
umbrella.
an issue I faced every day. I realized as I was jumping from meeting to meeting, I needed something quick and easy in my routine to conceal blemishes or razor bumps. That's why I'm excited to share a new Hims product, the Blur Stick. It's convenient concealer specifically designed for men. No offense, but men can use concealer sticks that are designed by
Concealer.
women. They're designed for skin, FYI. Skin.
Yeah.
Skin.
And these things exist. They have to masculinize it to the point that it's not even called concealer. It's called the Blur Stick.
A funnier thing that he did, though, that
I
really kills me and
lost
really shows how
my-
this man has not learned a damn thing.
I like fell into like a private giggle fit alone when I saw this.
Yeah.
Because I was like, wait, what? And of course I saw this is really because of Just Jared, because of the way that they tease their stories. It's so like childish and similar. Like there's a sameness with Just Jared's teases, and you're it's very Boy Who Cried Wolf. Like you don't expect the what's under the after the jump to be any good. And so this was Alex Rodriguez DM'd this TV personality, and she revealed the contents of the message. And of course, like, my thought was like, a TV personality I know of who's probably not that interesting, and the contents probably not that interesting. And I was wrong on both counts. The personality was an Australian TV host who I'd never heard of named Belinda Russell. Belinda Russell. And he DM'd her. She hosts this show called Today Extra. And I was looking through her Instagram feed, and it's a lot of like, she does like workout videos. She's very like bubbly. Like she doesn't even have 100,000 followers.
Okay,
it's just like a lot of workout stuff.
Get to the reveal.
Dances. She does stuff with her kids too. And what he DM'd her was, it was in response to one of her Instagram stories, and he just wrote, "Great feed," as in FEED, great feed.
I thought you said
and Belinda
feed
was asked
when
about
you
it.
first told me this.
Right. And she woke up, she says, "I woke up this morning checking my socials, and in my requests, there was a message from Alex Rodriguez, as in A-Rod, as in J-Lo's ex." And everyone was like, "Oh my God, what did he say? What did he say?" And she goes, "He just said great feed." And I went, this can't be real. So I tapped on it, and his account was verified. And then she goes, this is just like beautiful. Either she's a great actress or she's truly this oblivious. "He's surely not hitting on me. He just likes my videos. I'm very happily married." And it's like, babe, he doesn't care if you're married.
She also said he was, quote, "going to unfollow me now because this is so uncool. He just likes the videos that I do."
Oh my God. Like, two clueless people interacting with each other on Instagram.
He slid in, said great feed, and then unfollowed? The man has learned nothing about technology since his last
we don't even know
blunder.
that we don't even know that he's unfollowed. He just said that he was going to. TBD on if he actually unfollowed her.
Feed.
Alex Rodriguez DMing like a woman who just does like very chaste, very TVG dance routines and workout videos on her Instagram stories, saying great feed, and her not knowing that that's a slide is just, that's hooey. That makes him a who.
I bet he slid, said great feed. Her response was so not getting it that he said, "I'm going to unfollow you now because, whatever reason." But he is doing it because he realized that she didn't take the bait. You know who did take the great feed bait? Madison LaCroix. Remember her?
How could I not remember Madison LaCroix?
I wonder if that was his opener to Madison too. Great feed. Great feed.
If A-Rod has DM'd you great feed,
Is
please let us know.
The replacement to I Love This Place? I don't know. It's hard. I don't remember the origin of I Love This Place, so it's hard to
We always ask and then forget.
I love this place, but what was it? Who commented that? How did we even get there?
It was something about, it was like Julianne Hough or something on a Julianne Hough video, I believe.
Anyways, great feed is a contender.
Let's move on to Rita. Lindsey, I made a new song. Want to hear it? Here we go.
Are you kidding?
Just for today. Here it comes.
What was she wearing? Where was she seen? She
Come and knock on our door. Come and knock on our door. We've been waiting for you. We've been waiting for you. Where the kisses are hers and his. Please company too.
What's Rita Ora up to?
Who is this woman?
Wow, the Three's Company
think?
remix of the Rita Ora theme for this special occasion.
I'm very proud of that. The kisses are hers and his, Lindsey. The kisses are hers and his.
Doesn't disappoint, does she?
No.
I feel like she's very much like, this is very much Rita's like, another club. You know what's the Lady Gaga? No sleep, another club.
Yes.
Thank you.
No sleep. Bus. Club. Another club. Plane. Next place. No sleep.
Yes. She's on the cover of Elle Indonesia. Yes. She's...
Oh, I didn't realize it was Elle Indonesia. I thought
it's
it was
Elle
just
Indonesia.
Elle. Okay, cool.
No, it's Elle
cool,
Indonesia.
Cool. Yes, she's
doing her normal thing. But most importantly, she was spotted smooching Tessa Thompson and Taika Waititi at the same time on a balcony. At the same time.
Was spotted with her boyfriend hooking up. It looked like a threesome about to go down. Her name, well, I'm not judging what they do. I just don't want to see it. Like, he's a world-renowned director. He never has to work a day in his life ever again. You know, she is Rita Ora.
Well, they were all kind of like snuggling I know a lot of people were like, are they in a throuple? And I'm like,
No, I don't
have
think
you
so.
ever done drugs? And I don't mean that in a condescending way, but I'm like, what I see is like a very loving display of
Euphoria.
the fun
Euphoria.
drugs, which, I guess that's a
Allegedly, Lindsay, the
subjective.
lawyer lady is tapping on the lawyer.
Allegedly. I know.
The drinky
I'm
bird
not.
is tapping
Sorry,
allegedly.
I just have to say my truth where I'm like,
Well, I mean,
do I think that they're in an open relationship? I don't think they ever were in a closed relationship. I think they're just having fun and like having
Exactly.
fun. You know what I mean?
And also, the details that we have from the Daily Mail and other sources is that this is the night after of an all-night party that they had with a lot of other people at this house.
This is not a public. I think a lot of people think this is like some public place. This is his balcony that they're taking photos off of. So like, not that I don't think that they know that the photographers are there, which I do
Rita
think
always
that they're there. She
knows
knows
where
that they're
the
there.
camera
She
is.
called them, but
Taika might not. Tessa might not. Rita
I think
has
they all
a
know.
spidey sense for
I think they all know.
cameras.
But I just want to say that it felt unclear as to where the photos were being taken, but they're being taken right outside his home. So if you think about it, if they had a party the last night and that's when they're hanging out, like there's we got a lot of things going on here that makes
And
sense
they're
to have a smoochy vibe.
And they're all drinking.
Mimosas
He's
or
smoking.
something?
They're all
Yeah.
drinking either mimosas or like a cloudy, like a pet nat perhaps. But it
When
looks like
he
they're
smokes a
mimosas.
cig and then she smokes the cig too, Rita Ora and Taika, I was like, these two are fucking soulmates. These party animals are soulmates.
No two people have ever been better for each other
Right?
than Taika Waititi and Rita Ora.
Okay, I don't know about that. It's just, we have these two smooching in the shadow of Bennifer, and I just feel like very much like I feel very lovey towards them as well. I feel like the love I have for the love of Bennifer is reflecting off into this other couple, you know?
And also Tessa Thompson is definitely the themiest of these three. Yes, Taika Waititi is an Oscar winner. Yes, he's like a famous director, writer. He's very hot.
She's themier than him.
Personality. She's themier than him by far, right? And also she is a great, like you couldn't have ordered up a better person for this to be the third in this like friendship relationship. She is all about being really fun and coy when it comes to sexuality, right? Like she's like, I'm attracted to everyone. She's never labeled herself. Her and Janelle Monáe, that was the rumor for a long time.
Right.
She loves like playing with expectations and being fun and making sexuality something very fun, right? Like making it like just, and
didn't
easy
Rita,
to talk about and
during
nice.
the campaign, remember during the girls fiasco where she did the song with Charlie and
BB
and she got flack, and then she was like, I'm queer, I'm bi, also.
No, actually, I'm bi.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. So not that I'm like, I mean, I whatever, but I do remember, I just had a flash of that.
Yeah, Rita is bi, but the Tessa Thompson thing, she's never used a label, and when she talks about it, it's very like, it's not judgy. She doesn't get mad when people ask. She's just she does it well. She does it in a very them way that I think maybe Rita isn't capable of doing. But I just think she's perfect for this.
point.
And she's fun. She's such a fun them,
But that's why I'm like, once again, like these
people love
celebs
her.
love Rita. She's just a fucking party. She loves to hang. She loves to chill. According to the Sydney Morning Herald, she's moving into Taika's house. It is a nice house. She was staying in an Airbnb for free, so maybe the contract's up. So I wouldn't blame. Like people are like, oh, she's moving in with him. I'm like, no, her contract with Airbnb ended or whatever. She was doing promo for like this house in Australia, which by the way, she did post to her main feed. Like, I love this rental.
I think I'm not going to be like, oh, they're going to get married. Like, oh, they're in it to win it. But I bet they will still be together by the time the movie comes out.
Will she get a cameo in Thor by the end of this?
Oh God!
Will
What was
she
her last
get
weird
a
cameo? The
song
Fast and the Furious thing.
on the soundtrack by the end of this?
I think yes to both.
Surely.
That's absolutely going to happen. Oh my God, Lindsay! Why didn't I even think
It'll be
about
called
that?
The
She's going to be
Hammer.
in Thor, and this is the Thor that's written by what's her name? Who wrote that Netflix movie?
Something
Everyone
Great.
loves. Someone Great.
Someone great. Jenna, Jessie, Jenna,
Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Jennifer
Thompson,
Jennifer
maybe?
Robinson.
Jennifer Robinson.
Mm-hmm. Jennifer Robinson. So it's a very buzzy Marvel movie, and again, I don't watch the Marvel movies, but I guess the Thors are the fun ones.
It just happens to be a super A-list movie. Rita's kind of the only one there, like, kind of sticking around just to hang and party.
Well, she was there for work too. Remember, she was there
She
for
was,
Masked
but I
Singer
think
or
that's
whatever.
done shooting.
Well, now she's not really welcome back in her home country.
Oh my
Lindsey.
God. She's welcome to my
She broke-
apartment. She's welcome to the U.S. She can come here. We're giving out vaccines under the big whale in the National History Museum.
Come over. Oh, Rita got her vaccine. She has a friend at Pfizer. Oh, I have a friend at Pfizer.
She has a friend at Pfizer.
She got a friend in 2 seconds.
Rita literally had the plug. And she just got it. They showed up.
She has a friend at Pfizer who thinks I Will Never Let You Down is the best pop song of the millennium. Like, it was totally like, Rita, you got 2 shots.
Yeah, it's
fine.
true.
Come to my house.
I gave Rita my second Pfizer. I just love her so much. You can have it.
Rita, no, take it, Rita.
Take it. Oh, take it, Rita. I owe you so much. I owe you my whole career. All right. Well, I hope this lived up to people's expectations.
It's not. Well, the thing is, like, it's very easy to get overwhelmed by the top level excitement of these tweets. But no, I think Who Weekly does not believe that they're in a throuple. We just think that they're having a good ass time and they had a night.
But it just
And all of them
these
are
are great
trolls.
photos. Like, I just want to say the horny energy, the sexy energy. These are hot photos. Like,
Yeah, they are.
shout out to these people for making these hot photos for us.
And again, what did you say a couple of weeks ago? It's like, just because you're smooching doesn't mean you're dating. Just like more people should be smooching.
Well, but then remember when we said that people did need to smooch to prove to us that they were dating? We've really contradicted ourselves a few times here.
No, I think it's not contradiction. It's, it's shades of gray,
My point was just that they're like at his house, at his balcony. So you're catching moments that are like post party in a way that I'm like, someone had a good night. Some people had a good night last night, AKA they
No, it
partied. Yeah.
This looks like the morning after. Absolutely. Okay, thank you for listening to another episode of Who Weekly. Call in at 619-WHO-THEM to leave questions, comments, and concerns. Support us on patreon.com/Who Weekly for twice weekly bonus episodes. Rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. We love your ratings and reviewings. Thank you to Katie and Eric of The Who's and Three's Company for our theme song today. And we'll see you on Friday. Bye.
Bye.
You will dream it.
They wanna know. Hey. 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 I want to be famous.